Anker makes a lot of different types of portable charging solutions, but none quite like the Anker SOLIX C300 DC. Why is that? Well, how often do you see a portable charger with a built-in light that is actually useful, perfect for emergency power outages or taking with you into the great outdoors? I'm Wanderer 001. Let's get into it. Starting things off, you are looking at a power bank that is 7.9 inches tall, has a width of 4.7 and a depth of 4.9 inches, and weighs only 6.1 pounds. So for what you're getting, size and weight are not terrible at all. Internally, you are looking at a LiFePO 4 battery that is 90,000 milliamps, which gives you 288 watt hours. Coming to the front of our power station here, you're going to see a little screen. We'll touch on that in a moment. Some buttons for activating, but ports galore. This is one of the reasons that I like this over some of the other options. You've got pretty much any port under the sun in order to work with this. You've got two USB-A ports, which can deliver a maximum of 20 watts of power. You've got your solar input, which can take up to 100 watts. Nothing more. I have tested this with a 200 watt panel and was not able to use it because it capped out. You've got a USB-C with a maximum of 15 watts. And notice these are kind of segregated because, one, I have found that you actually need to, we'll just do this while we're talking, have the device powered on and then have our car port over here powered on before these are actually usable. That's not for charging, but for output. Down here, we have three USB-C ports, one with a maximum capacity of 100 watts out, and then two PD ports at 140 watts each. These also will be ways that you can charge the power station. So as I mentioned before, the 100 watt solar panel in, you can charge this in about 2.5 hours. If you're using the dual PD 140 watts, you can charge this in an hour. And then if you're using a car adapter, which you need to have a separate cable for, you can then charge this at 120 watts in 2.5 hours. We did touch on some of the outputs of the ports. Do keep in mind that they will vary depending on once you start utilizing different pairings. So if you start putting one and one together, you're going to lower the actual output that you get from this. We're gonna pop back up to our screen here and zoom in so we can take a look at what's going on up here. This is letting us know that there is a connection to a smart device. This is also letting me know that the car port is on. If I turn that off, the screen will reflect that. Right here, this is for our light. And right there, if I pop that open, that's our adjustable silicone light. You can see once I start cranking on the brightness, the wattage right here is going up. Runtime varies, but this will let you know exactly what's going on with your device. Now, if I happen to take a USB-C device and plug it into one of my USB-C ports, you'll see right there, it lets me know. I can then change that, and it's letting me know USB-C, and we'll do that again. So USB-C. If I wanted to plug in a USB-A device, there you can see it depicted right there. So you're always going to have an idea of what's going on with this power station based on the little indicators that show up on the front here. And you can see also a % battery remaining and then kind of a wheel. I don't particularly care for the way that this is displayed, but it's there. It's useful to give you a rough estimate. Coming back out, if we take a look at the rest of the power station, on either side, you've got very large ventilation to help keep this cool. You also have a sizable, thick nylon carrying strap that also has little attachments that you could do on either end to attach something to. You can also get a over-the-shoulder carrier for this. Does not come with it, but uses the screws on the side. If we flip this over, you could see here are our rubber feeties for it to help keep it elevated to, again, keep it cool. Coming back up to our silicone light area. Yeah, I like this. I had something similar to this in a previous version, and the fact that you can kind of adjust this as needed is really good. And one of the reasons that I say, unlike that other review that I did, that this is a power station first and a lantern second, because you've got all these options up here as to how to charge the device itself, but also charge things that you bring with you. Now, because this is a smart device and an upgrade from the previous version, there actually is a setup process, which is actually really simple. Download the Anker app, connect via Bluetooth, bada bing, bada boom, you have this attached to an application, which will allow you to control specific aspects of this remotely, but also upgrade the firmware, which is a great leap forward in what this can do versus the previous version, because keeping something up to date with firmware means that it can incrementally get better over time. So let's actually take a look at the application. This is the application for the Anker SOLIX C300 DC. Here we can see I'm on my devices page. It lists out all the devices that I have. It shows that this is connected via Wi-Fi and that it's at 100%. I can select home and create a home system if I wanted to, not going to. And then down here we also have our profile, which will allow you to have some access to some stuff. We can add a new device simply by pressing the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. But we're going to click into the SOLIX itself here and show you what we can do. Right here, we have a display showing the battery capacity. Right now it's at 100%. It's showing the temperature of the battery and then total input and total output. Right now I don't have anything going, so it's not going to show anything. We do have the ability to turn on and off the carport right from here, and it would show you a chart as to its usage. We can also select end time, so have it run for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We can customize how long we'd like this to be on, so we can have it time out on its own. And then port status. So we have our two USB-A's, our solar in, and then our USB-C, and then our USB-C's at the bottom. And if I were to plug something in, hypothetically, into one of my USB ports, it'll light up right there and it'll actually show you the output wattage. It also shows you that on the screen itself, and it shows up there the remaining time, which flashed away because I unplugged it. We also have the ability to turn on and off the brightness of the light on top. We can also turn it off right from there. And then we can also power off our screen. The device will still be on, but the screen is not using any battery. So that's everything that we can do for the controls of the C300. If I select the sprocket icon in the upper right-hand corner, this is going to let me do settings for the device. So here we have device timeout. By default, it's at 2 hours, but I can set it to never or as low as 30 minutes. We also have our carport power saving mode. What that is, if I click on that, when the port detects below 3 watts for 5 consecutive hours, it will automatically turn that off. We have our screen brightness. When you power on the device and don't attach it to the application, how's that going to come on? I have it for medium, as well as how long the screen will be on for before it times out. I have it for 30 seconds, but you can go as low as 20 and as high as 30. We also have our light timeout, which is the top. You can have it set for never, which is what I do, and then as low as 30 minutes. Coming down, we have our device name, our Wi-Fi information, our temperature settings, our serial number, which is blacked out, help and feedback, our firmware. So if we need to update our firmware, this is where we would do it from. Restore default settings, and then the user manual. All the way at the bottom, if we need to delete this device, that's how we can do it. And that is everything that we can do in the Anker application for the Anker SOLIX C300 DC. So now that we've seen what the application can do for us, what's next? Well, for me, that's running some tests. I want to test, the outputs that we get from this, the inputs that I get for charging it. I did mention some of that when I was talking about the ports, but visuals always help, as well as pass-through charging. Can this do it? Let me show you. This will be charge testing on my Pixel 8. So we're going to start down here, USB-C to USB-C. It indicated rapid charging. It is still showing it's charging, and if we bring this into focus, it's saying it is getting 19 watts, even though the phone is not indicating that it is rapidly charging. And here we can see the amperage in. Going to try and use one of the higher input outputs, and for this box, you have to turn that on, or else it doesn't actually turn those on. So we'll give that a moment. So in actuality, using USB-C from this one up here, I'm only getting 7 watts out, and you could see the milliamp. So before, we were using the 140 watts down here. This is only a 15 watt, and we're going to swap it back. We could see back to 19, and our measurement tool, it is not charging, it is taking away. So we're just going to do that, and there we go. So your best bet is going to be to use these down here. I'm going to try, this one is only 110 using the USB-C, and it is showing 18 watts. Oh, now it's up to 19. So for down here, pretty good. That one, not so much, but that's all on USB-C. Now we're going to use a A to C to get an idea of output. Just showing 7 watts there, so not terrible. We'll bring up our measuring tool on the phone. So remarkable decrease, not as good as the 140 watts, but not bad, you know, all things considered. I'm trying to do a computer from one of those. Borrowed my computer cable, USB-C to USB-C 93. And just for science, testing pass-through, getting 93 watts charging while putting out 7 watts to charge the phone that I'm currently recording this on. Here we do have it, powering my work laptop. Perfectly fine. It does spike up a little bit if I'm doing stuff, like currently rendering a video for work. Not bad. Here we have one of the more common ways that I use this, charging the wireless keyboard, charging the wireless mouse and a smartphone, and we'll just tap that and we could see right now pulling 29. I did see that peak at 30 watts and you could see the runtime left on 24% was 2 hours. Now it's 1.9 hours, but just kind of give you an idea of the versatility that you have from a traveling power bank. Readout on the screen here might not always be accurate. You can see it popped over to 100 over there, but that's staying at 94, 95. There, it went over to 100 again on this side, but this is not reading that. With any device, no matter how good it is, there are going to be cons to be considered, and our Anker SOLIX lantern style battery pack here is no different. One of the things that I kind of consider a con is they got rid of some of the options that they had on the version 1 of this, which was kind of the green travel lantern, and I kind of liked some of those features better, but I can see why they kind of stuck with their new branding. Like I don't miss the green, but I miss the glow-in-the-dark strips on the side, but I also miss being able to turn on the lantern portion without actually having to turn on the unit first. So there we go. I have to wait for it to turn on before I can utilize the lantern. Yes, I know that's a small trade-off to consider, but one that I wanted to make sure that you were aware of. Another thing is the amount of stuff that actually comes in the box with this. The lack of cableage, the lack of a cover for the carport here. I don't know why those aren't included for the price of this, and feel that it's a bit of a drawback and something that you're going to need to consider when looking at this particular portable charger lantern option. However, being able to charge things when there is no power is very important, whether at home or on the go. But the inclusion of a light in that charger makes something like this a must for those who like to spend time in the great outdoors or like to be prepared for the unforeseen. I know the compact size and all the features is why I take it with me when I go on long trips, or just within reach at home when I need it. Because of this, I can strongly recommend the Anker SOLIX C300 DC and think you will be hard-pressed to find something more flexible to fit your needs currently. If this sounds like the portable charging lantern option that you've been looking for, I will have a link where you can pick one up for yourself in the description area below. If you appreciate the time and effort that goes into making comprehensive videos like this, make sure to hit that like button to help other people find the video as well. If you like what I'm doing here and want to be notified of my next review, hit that subscribe button. Still not sure if this is the right portable power solution for you? On screen now, you'll see 2 other reviews that I've done to help you make a more informed decision for yourself.